What's up guys, I'm KB Kwan. Welcome back to another episode of Taste of Asian Food. And today I'm going to make a reverse sear chicken breast. What I want to highlight in this recipe is the method of making this instead of what seasoning that I use. And I have used some of the Western seasoning in this recipe, but of course you can always use some of the Asian one if you prefer. For example, 5-spice powder, soy sauce, and so on. The important part is the steps that involve brine the chicken, coat the chicken with dry mix, and then coat the chicken with flour and eggs before searing, and then finish it in the oven. These steps will work for all types of seasoning that I use, whether it is Western or Asian, and it will surely make your chicken breast tender and soft. So let's get started. I've divided this recipe into a few sections. Let's begin with brining the chicken. Now, although brining the chicken is optional, the outcome is so delightful that it's worth the time and effort. My brine is a cheaper basic salt solution, salt and water. What I need is to add every 100 ml of water with 4 grams of salt. So in this case, I have 300 ml of water, which means I'll add 10 grams of salt into it. Dissolve the salt, or you can warm the salt solution in the microwave or over the stove top. If you have warmed the solution, make sure that it cools down before you immerse the chicken breast into the brine and let it brine for 90 minutes. While brining the chicken, I've gathered some other ingredients for the next step. An egg and flour to coat the chicken. Some dry seasonings include some minced garlic and ginger. Today I just picked anything is available in my kitchen pantry. So while I have some stick and chopped sugar, some black pepper, some Cajun seasoning, some Italian herbs. In fact, there are endless seasoning options beyond the one I use. The crucial part of this recipe is the preparation method, combining brining, pounding that I'm going to do later, searing, and roasting. If you want to make an Asian-inspired reverse sear chicken breast, you can substitute all these seasoning ingredients with some Asian seasonings. For example, you can substitute this with soy sauce, oyster sauce. The black pepper, you can substitute it with white pepper, and these seasonings you can use Chinese 5-spice powder. As I said, the combinations are endless. So the first step is to brine the chicken. The concentration of salt coupled with 90 minutes of brining will produce the perfect level of saltiness. Now during this brining process, the chicken will absorb the saltwater solution, which will assist in keeping the chicken breast from turning dry during cooking. So now let's remove the chicken. It's already 90 minutes. I thoroughly wipe the chicken breast with a dry kitchen towel, which will ensure the surface is dry and help to sear the chicken breast effectively during the next step. I also butterfly the thicker part of the chicken breast. That's to ensure that it will be evenly cooked in the next process. Since I do not have a meat mallet today, I use the spine of the cleaver to pound the chicken. The pounding will break down the tissue and make the chicken breast tender and soft. After pounding, it looks much bigger now, so I'm going to cut it into half. So now let's season the chicken. In order to ensure that the searing is effective, I only use dry spices. As I mentioned, you can use any combination of the seasoning. And of course included some minced garlic and ginger. Let's coat the chicken with egg and flour. To brine the chicken is to ensure that the chicken is properly salted and to make it more tender. To use dry spices to season the chicken is to make sure that when it is seared, it will sear properly. And the use of egg and flour to coat the chickens helps to prevent the chicken from contacting the hot pan directly during searing, because it is protected by the flour and egg, and that also helps to preserve its tenderness. Now proceed to the next step to sear the chicken breast. Sear the chicken on both sides. Which creates more flavors with the browning effect. It is not necessary to cook the chicken thoroughly, as the purpose is to brown the chicken, as I will complete the cooking process in the oven. Now the surface of the chicken pieces are properly brown. I'll finish the cooking process in the oven. Place the chicken in a baking pan. Preheat the oven temperature to 150 degrees Celsius with the fan on. It is unnecessary to cook with high temperature as the surface has been seared. Let's roast the chicken at low temperature at about 150 degrees Celsius until the internal of the chicken is fully cooked. After 15 minutes, let's remove the chicken from the oven. Let the chicken rest for 5 minutes, allowing the juice to redistribute within the meat. Then cut it into thick pieces to serve. This chicken breast is so tender and soft that I don't even think of making a sauce to serve along with it. That's how to make the reverse sear chicken breast. That involves a few important steps. Brine the chicken, dry rub the chicken with dry spices, coat the chicken with flour and egg, pan sear it, and then finish it in the oven. And if you want to get a recipe, I've included it in the description below the video. And don't forget, please subscribe, tap the notification bell, and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you again in some other similar video soon. Bye for now.